day that we need to deal with or anybody needs to put on the record? Nope. All right, good. Okay, well then y'all can just, I'm gonna get signed in and make sure that my tech issues from yesterday are fixed. And as soon as we get the word that the jury's gonna be here, we'll get started. Ms. Hilton, I know you probably don't have that much of an idea how long Mr. Copeland's testimony is going to be, but what's your best estimate?
Your Honor, the state would like, good morning, the state
Good
would like to
morning.
complete Mr. Copeland by Friday.
But you think it'll be that the whole week?
If a good guesstimate,
Okay.
by Friday.
All right. Well, we can check back in on that later in the week, but make sure that in the event things for some reason start to move faster, you've got your next witness lined up and ready to go.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have Mr. Copeland? Yes. All right, you want to go ahead and get him on the stand? Good morning. All right, we're ready for the jury. Thank you so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all had a restful evening last night. One thing I meant to tell y'all yesterday, but I'll tell y'all this morning, if there's ever a time that y'all feel like you need to stand up and stretch or just move around while we're in the testimony, feel free to do that. I mean, it shouldn't be distracting to anybody. And I know, believe me, I know that sitting on
And you said, I just want to get out of jail and just stay out the way.
I don't recall.
Thank
Now,
you
you
so
also
much,
talked
Maria,
to
for the
Detective Gaither in
coffee.
the same
Thank you.
interview about trivia as well, correct?
I don't recall.
And you told Detective Gaither and we say it's cap, what does that mean?
I don't recall.
Earlier, you said that the person that you be with the most is Threat back in 2015, correct?
No, I say this my best friend.
That's your best friend. In this interview in February of 2020, when you were asked who were you around, isn't it true that you said it's only two people I fuck with, Shannon and Little D? If I'm not with Shannon, me and Little D, we together all the time.
I wasn't gonna tie myself in with threat.
Why? At this point in time, why?
I don't recall.
Okay. And you said, matter of fact, yeah, we together all the time. The only two I've been with.
I don't recall.
Now, during that interview in February 21st, do you recall another detective coming to speak with you about an unrelated issue?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Do you recall someone coming in and talking to you about another murder?
If you say,
Okay. And during that interview, she talked to you about being a part of YSL, correct?
I don't recall. What I talked to with any of these police about, I just know that I was trying to get them out for me. And I'm finna make up whatever, if they bring up whatever topic, I'm finna make up something to get them out for me. I'm a victim in every situation. I'm an innocent in everything I do.
Do you recall her asking you, you was Billy Blood, and your response was, I was, but, and she didn't ask you, what are you now? And your response is, that's the point. They got mad because I didn't go back with Inglewood because I hang with Thug and I'm YSL.
I don't recall saying that.
And then you also continue to say that the Inglewood family people were also mad at Little D because he used to be Inglewood. And when he got in, excuse me, strike that. You also continue to say that Inglewood was mad at Little D as well, correct?
I don't recall.
And that when Little D got jumped by MDC, they laughed at him because they thought YSL should have helped him out in the club.
YSL is not a game. So you can't, y'all keep trying to attach that to things that go on. If YSL was a game and you saying that I was Billy Blood and the D was If game, how the hell, excuse my language, how would all of us be YSL if we all supposed to be this and that and that? It don't make sense. If you're a gang, you only gonna be one thing.
Doesn't YSL have both Blood and Crip gang members?
YSL is a record label.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
Y'all keep locking me up.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
No.
When you got out of jail and you were doing your rap videos, were you signed to YSL?
I was signed to somebody else.
Okay, so you've never been on YSL, the record label, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about you was Billy Blood, but now I'm with Thug and them, I'm YSL. Billy Blood is not a record label, correct?
But when you're speaking on gang,
Is Billy Blood a record label?
All right, Bill, he didn't seem to be answering. Go ahead and answer the question that's on the floor.
Is Billy Blood a record label?
I don't know what Billy Blood is.
So when she asked you,
Saying it wrong?
she asked you was Billy Blood, you said I was, but
I'm talking to the police, so I don't recall what I don't say to them. But when you're trying to say gang, it's a difference. When you put that gang on things, you go into where I was. I was a 30 deep gang member. You can't say I was a YSL gang member. YSL was never considered a gang. Y'all making it a game.
when you responded, I didn't go back to Inglewood because I hang with Thug and I'm YSL. Did you say I'm part of YSL, a record label?
Listen. It's not a game. You know what I mean? It don't matter how y'all try to put it, how y'all trying to see it. A gang is these people right here, everybody right here, and everybody. You can't put Crips and Bloods together and say that this is a game. Because if the Crips and Bloods get into it and everybody that's saying that, you know, they YSL, they got to pick what they're going to choose. You can't say, like when I was down the road and then people like, oh, that's Woody. He be with Young Thug, such. And the Blood's like, well, he not Blood. And then the Crips like, well, so when they get in, it don't make sense. Y'all got to get that. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all in here trying to make something more than what it is. It's not.
Is Duke a Crip?
I don't know. Ask Duke.
I'm asking you.
I don't recall.
Okay. And is Duke a part of YSL?
Ask Duke.
I'm asking you.
But we speaking on gang.
I asked you a simple question. Is Duke a Crip?
I don't know. I'm not a Crip. Never was.
That's not what I asked you.
I can't tell you who's a Crip and who's a Blood.
Do you know if Duke is a Crip?
I know I'm a civilian.
Overruled.
Do you know if Duke is a Crip?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if Duke is a member of YSL?
I don't recall.
Also, in this February interview with Detective Gaither, did you also speak to her about the gambling house shooting that occurred in Lakewood?
I don't recall.
Did you tell her the whole time it come back on Kel and them? Because there's a little gambling house we go hang out and gamble. We go there, we gamble, we come out and leave, Kel and them in the bushes. Kel, Stewie, they never mentioned the third person name. They in the bushes. They start shooting at us and they shot so many times. Shit, I was just glad to be alive.
I don't recall.
And when she asked you what gambling house, you said in Lakewood. They shot so many times. So damn near shot everybody's car. But they missed everybody and grazed one person across his back. But when the police came, he had already left. Couple people left, but it was Kel. Do you
I don't
recall?
recall.
And in fact, you told Detective Gaither a reason why you found out it was Kel is because he got into it with Gucci Red, and she came back and told you all that it was Kel that shot up the gambling house.
I'm talking to the police. I'm going to tell them anything to get them out my face. I don't recall what I don't told them. So you keep asking me the same these questions about what I told the police. Ask me about what's going on today. I don't recall about no lies I don't told in the past.
Back in 2015, were you afraid to come to court to testify if you had to against Tay?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Back in 2015, when you had this interview with Detective Gaither, were you afraid that you would have to come to court to testify against Tay?
Miss Hills, you know I'm not afraid of nothing that's walking on this earth.
Okay.
You know that.
Looking at that interview, did you tell Detective Gaither, if I describe him in your case, I will have to come to court?
I don't recall what I don't told the investigator, whatever you call them.
And then you also asked Detective Gaither, if you point him out, meaning Tay, that's going to make it in his discovery packet.
I don't recall nothing I don't told the investigators.
And matter of fact, Detective Gaither said to you, I mean, if you identify him, you a victim. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it's not going to eventually come out.
I don't recall nothing I told the investigators.
And you told her, man, I know if I do this, shit just going to get worse and worse.
Miss Hills, I don't recall nothing I don't told the investigators.
And you continue to say, nah, I'm worried about he get locked up, he get the discovery. See, I circle his picture and put my name on there. And he gonna send it to the street, say I told on him. And they gonna put it on Instagram and Twitter, and they gonna tell everybody. And then I'm gonna just be like, boy, then nobody won't be around me.
But the God honest truth is he never shot at me.
Okay. But back in 2015, your concern was if you pointed him out, you'd be labeled a snitch, correct?
No, my concern was that they locked him up for something that he didn't do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't recall, you know what I mean? I don't recall what I don't told the investigators, but telling them the truth be the last thing I ever do.
And matter of fact, you kept asking, I'm gonna have to come to court, correct?
I don't recall what I just said to the investigators.
And at that point, she tried to encourage you to pick him out of the photographic lineup. Correct?
I don't recall.
And then you asked her, what do I have to do then? And she asked you, what you have to do then what? And you said, after I snitch. Now, you said that everything you told the detectives is a lie. But didn't you also tell detectives that every time you hung around with young Did you also tell the police that Thug told you to have your girl find a place in Cobb County so you can lay low for a while and that he was going to help you out and pay for it?
I tell the police anything to get them out my face at the time. I don't recall what I done told them.
Did Thug offer to pay for some place for you and your girl to live to lay low?
Did he ever do it?
That's not the question I asked you.
No, I made it up. I don't recall what I don't say. I don't know. I don't even know if I said it to the police.
So are you saying today that Thug never offered to have you to lay low and pay for a place?
Thug never did nothing for me besides let me travel with him to his concerts, shows, whatever you want to call it.
Didn't you tell the police after they asked you this question? They asked you, Thug can't get no money to get your girl to move? And you said, I know he will, but I'm in jail. They asked you, I mean, what? To send words to send word. If he going to look out, he would. Sorry. I mean, what? To send word is to send word. If he going to look out, he will, jail or not. And your response is, he said, find somewhere in Cobb or Clayton County. They won't come there. He said, don't bring anybody to the house.
I don't recall nothing I don't told to the police.
Now, you said that you was a member of 30 Deep. So 30 Deep a gang?
Nah, I just said that, but
Was 30 Deep also known as the Blue Jeans Bandit?
I don't know. That what y'all labeled it?
Have you ever heard 30 Deep be a reference as?
I don't recall.
What Bloods are a part of YSL?
Huh?
What Bloods are a part of YSL?
What you mean? What Bloods are a part of YSL? You can't. If, I don't recall.
Do you know what other Crips are a part of YSL?
I don't recall.
And earlier, did I hear you clearly when you said YSL has Crips and Blood, so it can't be a gang? Did you say that?
'Cause you got to understand, if you're a gang, right? That so you a Bloods. The Bloods won't let you say that you YSL or you 30 Deep or you MDC. You gonna even be Blood and whatever that is, a Crip or whatever that is. You can't be two, 3 different things. Like where they do that at? Who your loyalty gonna be with? If you claim you 3 different gangs, anything liable to go down.
Is your loyalty to YSL?
Is what?
Your loyalty
My
to
loyalty
YSL?
to myself. You keep saying YSL. What YSL ain't got nothing to do with me or the streets.
I just asked you whether or not Thug gave you money to flex on the stage, and your response was he did not give you money, correct?
I tell the investigators anything. That's what my response was.
Okay. In that January 28th interview, did you tell them Thug gave me money and I'm on stage flexing the money?
I don't recall what I told no police.
And as it relates to Miami, in that same January 28th interview, did you tell the police Thug had a show? He took you to a show with him. Thug had a show. I think it had to be in Miami because it was on a Sunday. We flew to Miami on a plane. While we in Miami, they was like in the club, this and that.
I don't recall what I done made up to tell the police.
Did you ever go back to jail between March of 2015 and June? Do you recall going back to jail?
I went to jail every time the police saw me.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the Fulton County Jail between March and June?
Huh?
So back in 2015,
Right.
you got out after this probation violation, correct? You got out of jail, correct?
Yeah, I got out.
Okay. And we know the next time you went to jail was in June because they arrested you at your house, correct?
No, they locked me up at Deshaun house.
Excuse me, at Deshaun's house, correct?
Right.
So I'm asking, between the time you were released in March and the time that you got arrested in June at Deshaun's house, did you go back to jail at any other time between when you were released and when you got locked up?
Yeah, I think I went to jail like 3-4 days after I got out.
And was that in Henry County?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember how long you stayed in Henry County?
It went no day or nothing. I stayed in there for a little minute.
When you say a little minute, would that be about a month?
Probably, yeah, I think so, a month. Another time y'all false arrested me.
That was in Henry County, correct, that you got arrested?
Yep.
You know, Henry County's not in Fulton County, correct?
Well, I never been here in Canada a day in my life, so why they locking me up? Because y'all told them to.
That's a different county, correct?
Y'all all work together.
Is Henry County a different county? Okay. Now, during this time between March and June, were you still being accused of killing Nut?
I don't know.
Did you still believe that people thought you killed Nut?
I don't recall.
Also during this time, isn't it true that you thought that Thug was trying to kill you as well?
Huh?
Between March of 2015 and June of 2015, did you believe that Thug was trying to kill you?
I don't recall.
When you get arrested in June of 2015, you were frustrated. Is that fair to say?
Can you say it again?
When you got arrested in June of 2015, you were frustrated, correct?
I was.
Okay. You were upset that people were blaming you for something that you didn't do, correct?
No, I was upset. Y'all kept locking me up, and I was trying to get it. I don't recall.
Okay. Did you tell the police you were upset because people kept blaming you for something that you did not do?
I tell the police anything to finish my way out of jail.
And you also told the police that you thought Thug was trying to kill you, correct?
I tell the police anything to finish my way out of jail.
Okay. And it was during that June interview that you gave it all up, didn't you?
Gave what all up?
That you told about everything that happened the night of Donovan Thompson's murder.
I had no time to I don't recall.
And in June, that interview started at 9:00 in the morning after they arrested you at Deshaun's house, correct?
If you say so.
And you were arrested at Deshaun's house for the gun that they found at the Dunbar Center in May of 2015, correct?
I think so.
And also when you got to Deshaun's house, you had another gun in the house for which
I ain't had none.
they found another gun in Deshaun's house, correct?
That's what they said.
And they brought you in the headquarters to speak with you, correct? They brought you to headquarters to speak. You shook your head. Was that a yes?
Yes.
And in that interview, Detective Gaither was present, correct?
If you say.
Detective Dennis was also there?
If you say.
Okay. Did you also speak with an ATF agent?
If you say.
Do you recall speaking to an ATF agent?
I don't recall none.
Okay. And at some point in time in that interview, Thorpe came and spoke with you as well, correct?
Did he?
At some point in time,
Okay.
do you recall Thorpe coming to speak to you as well?
All right.
And then you also spoke with some internal affairs officers, correct?
I guess.
And this interview lasted at least, again, 9 hours, correct?
Felt like longer than that.
And when you first get into that interview, you tell Detective Gaither that you have not been hanging around Shannon.
Can you
correct?
say it again?
When the interview talk starts, you tell Detective Gaither that you had not been hanging around Shannon anymore, correct?
I don't recall what I told the investigators, but believe me, if I'm not going to tell them the truth.
Okay. And you initially start the investigator saying that they're trying to kill you, correct?
Can you say that again?
You told the investigators that they were trying to kill you,
That who was trying to kill me?
that Thug and them were trying to kill you.
I don't recall.
Do you recall, did you ever text Thug's sister, Dolly, to ask her if Thug was trying to kill you?
I don't recall.
Right. Do you recall telling the detectives that you texted Max and asked her if Thug was trying to kill you?
I don't recall. What I done told these people. But I'm not gonna tell them the truth. Keep telling you that.
And were you concerned that they were trying to kill you because you had told on them?
If I don't told on them, they would have been in jail if they did anything that I was telling on them about.
Did you tell the detectives that they were trying to kill you because they think you told on them?
And I'm like that.
Okay. Matter of fact, Detective Gates asked you, why is everybody in the world trying to kill you? And your response is, they think I told on them.
You get in front of the police, play stupid, mislead them. I don't recall what I done told them. That's why I can't tell you. Yeah, I remember telling them this. I don't recall.
Okay. And you actually provided the detectives with Dolly's phone number, correct?
I don't recall.
Okay. And Dolly's phone number at the time ended in 1990, correct?
I guess. I don't know.
And I'm calling her Dolly, but you actually called her Max, correct?
I don't recall.
And you told the detective that her name is actually Dolly White on Instagram.
I don't recall.
And you told the detectives that you called her and you asked her, your brother trying to get me killed, what the hell have I did to him?
I don't recall nothing I done made up and told the police.
And her response to you was just stop listening to everybody.
I'm delusional like that.
If you're delusional, why would you need to tell the detectives about a text message?
Because this is how I am. I'm going to justify myself. I'm already think ahead of time. I'm already try to make myself be prepared. I don't recall what I done told these people. I told you time after time after time. I done made this stuff up. I done made it all up. I done made it all up. You still want to ignore it.
And when the detectives asked you, why would they be trying to kill you? You said, listen, when Nut got killed and police called me down here, I came down here and I told them, look, I don't know what the hell's going on. These police act like they think I killed this man. I keep telling them this.
So if they were trying to kill me, if he got killed in January and I got locked up in June, I would have, if there was truth, if they were trying to kill me. So they mean they were trying to kill me, and you said if game was trying to kill me, why ain't nobody kill me? Because last time I checked, I was in Mechanicsville every single day. So y'all gonna go off without a lie to the police then? At this point, we wasting time right now.
Isn't that one of the questions you asked the police? I don't know why they haven't killed me yet because I'm always in Mechanicsville.
Keep it on. I don't know what you talk about. I don't recall nothing I said to the police.
And also, when they asked you, who thought you were talking to the police or snitching, you told them that Thug was right there. Thug was there every time that you answered the phone to talk to the police.
I had to be the stupidest person in the world to answer a phone for the police in front of anybody. Why would I answer the phone in front of anybody with the police? That don't even make sense. You can just tell the police anything, they can go for it.
Okay. But did you tell the police that you would answer the phone in
I don't
front of
recall
Thug?
what. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did you tell the police that you would answer the phone in front of Thug? So that's why they think you were snitching.
So they think I was snitching, and like you said, I was still around them. And you want them to be killers or whatever you want them to be. Why didn't that? Why I'm not dead? Why?
Didn't you ask that same question to Detective Gaither?
I don't know what I don't ask them, but it's just.
And you said the same thing. I'm in Mechanicsville every day. So if they want me to be killed, why haven't they killed me yet? That's the same question you asked Detective Gaither, correct?
You telling me or you asking me?
I'm asking you that what you also told Detective Gaither.
You asking me. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you can't pick and choose what I'm telling the truth about or what I'm lying about. I can't say the word what I'm trying to say because you don't want me cursing.
Okay. So the point is, did you tell Detective Gaither the same thing you're telling here is, why haven't they killed me yet? I've been in Mechanicsville every single day.
I tell the investigators anything so that I'm innocent, I look innocent, and I ain't guilty of nothing. Are we clear?
I understand what you're saying today.
Okay.
Let's talk about what you told the police back in 2015. Back in 2015, because you still haven't answered this question. Did you tell the detectives the same thing that you're saying here today, which is, I don't know why they haven't killed me yet because I'm in Mechanicsville every day.
So,
So
what you saying?
I'm answering that question. Did you tell the detective the same thing you're
I
saying?
don't
here
know
today?
what I don't told the investigator. I asked them that 30,000 times already. I don't recall what I don't told them. But what I'm telling you is, if somebody gonna kill me or somebody wanted to kill me, it wasn't hard to kill me. I was outside, still ill.
All right. During the same interview, you were concerned that Thug did not want you hanging around him anymore, correct?
I'm talking to the police. They're trying to tie this man into me.
Okay. Did you tell the police in that interview, he think he did something, he got rid of me? And they asked you, what do you mean? He ain't want me hanging around him no more. I'm like, what the hell? You feel what I'm saying? What the hell? This N-word don't want me around? I get to asking Shannon and them. And Shannon's like, I don't know.
If they wanted me dead, they knew where I laid my head at. They could have easily called me, be like, come here and kill me if they were living like that.
And then they asked you, why does it matter to Thug if he talking to police or not? If he had no say so with what happened with Nut, you know what's going on. And your response is, between us, I want to say they had something to do with it. Who was they?
Don't
All of
pull.
them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Don't pull them in my shenanigans. I keep telling you that. Y'all got me here to be truthful.
All right. And when you said all of them, and Detective Gaither asked you Thug and who? And you said Shannon and Beezy. All of them been acting funny towards me.
I don't know if you know, which you already know, but I don't run behind nobody. So when the investigators are questioning me, I'm going to say whatever to spend them to get them off of me.
Okay. And at that point, they asked you, how long have you known Shannon? And you said, longer than Thug has. And they asked, have you known Shannon for a good part of your adult life? And you said, we went to school together.
Because I knew my motive. My motive was to put the blame on them to get it off of me.
And then they asked you, you tell them, I'm going to tell you the truth. They did it.
I don't recall nothing I don't told the police.
And you said, I can't say who did it. And they said, who is they?
You finished?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall nothing I told the police.
And your response is, I can't say who did it. This is how I know did it. Thug and them don't know which one did it. I was at the house. And you began going into what happened on the night of the murder. Is that correct?
I don't recall nothing I told the police.
Okay. You told the police back in this June 10th, 2015 interview, baby mama, she woke up. And I'm like, where you at? She at the Family Dollar on Auburn. And she's on the way. And you're telling the detective, this is the night of the murder. Do you remember this?
I don't recall nothing I told the police.
And he said, is it true? After that night, the murder happened, I called Thug. He always answered for me. I FaceTime him. He hung it up. I'm like, damn, I called D. And D like, where you at?
I don't recall nothing I told the police. I made it all up.
And they clarified, D, is that the Mikion?
You asking me?
I am.
I don't recall nothing I said to the investigators.
And then she said, yeah, the Mikion. I don't talk to the one from Cleveland. D. I don't talk from D on Cleveland.
Oh,
I'm about to get.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You want to take a break?
No, you good.
Okay. I'm about to get this car, this white Charger. Do you recall telling the detective that you were going to get your brother's white Charger?
I tell the investigators anything as long as it ain't telling on myself.
Okay. He said, all right, I go to my brother's house. He going to give me the car. And I pulled up to the green store.
I don't recall nothing I told the investigators.
You then told him again, I called Thug. I ain't called D and he didn't answer.
I think you just asked me that and I just told you I don't recall nothing I said to the investigators.
Okay. You then tell the detective, I pull up at the green store. I talked to Little Reddy. Me and Little Reddy talking. And D said he was on Cleveland. So then you went over to Cleveland.
I don't even know who Loretta is, but I don't recall nothing none that I told the detectives or whatever y'all want me to say.
You then tell the detectives that you leave from Mechanicsville and you pull up to the McDonald's on Cleveland Avenue.
I don't recall nothing I don't told the investigators.
And do you recall going to the McDonald's?
I don't recall nothing.
Okay. And you told the detectives when you pulled up to McDonald's that D was with Bentley and them, correct?
I don't recall nothing.
And is Bentley OG Bentley?
I don't recall nothing.
Okay. And when they asked you who else was with you, you told them Nard. And you said, hold on, I think I'm lying. It was a white Jeep. It was Nard, D, Bentley, Shannon, and Ye. And all of them were in the Jeep.
I don't recall nothing I told to the police.
Okay. Do you recall being at the McDonald's and seeing Demekion, Nard, Bentley, and Shannon in a white nitro?
I don't recall nothing.
And this was the nitro that Bentley has.
I don't recall nothing.
Okay. And do you recall D getting out of the vehicle and getting into your car?
I don't recall nothing.
And you told the detectives that D got out, and when D got out of the car, he got in the car with you.
I don't know how many times I keep telling you I don't recall nothing.
Okay. Isn't it true that when D got in your car, he told you they just killed Nut?
I don't recall nothing.
Isn't it true that you told the detectives in this June interview, Demekion said they just killed Nut?
I don't recall nothing.
And when he said that, that's when Nard got into your car.
I don't recall nothing.
Okay. And is it true that once Nard got into the car, you stopped talking about the murder with Demekion?
I don't recall nothing.
Okay. Isn't it true that's what you told the detectives?
I don't recall.
Okay. Once Nard got in the call, did you have some concern about why D stopped talking?
I don't recall.
Is it true that you told the detectives when Nard got in the call, I'm like, D stopped talking. And I'm like, why the hell D stopped talking? I ain't say nothing. I'm in the car riding.
I don't recall.
While you were in the call with D and Nard, did Moonson call you?
I don't recall.
Okay. Is it true that you told the detectives Moonson FaceTime you and said, Nut just got shot, boy?
Nothing I said was true. Why you keep asking me, is it true? I don't recall nothing I said to the police.
And your response to Moonson was, I'm like, I just heard it, boy. He said your name on Instagram. And you said, I'm just getting out of the house. I ain't had no parts of it.
Yeah. I don't recall nothing.
Okay. Isn't it true? That's what you told the detectives. That after once Moonson called you, he said to you, I just heard it, boy. He said your name.
I'm sorry.
He said your name on Instagram. I'm just getting out of the house. I didn't have any parts of it.
I don't recall.
And they asked you, who was Nard?
I don't recall.
Do you know who Nard is?
When you asked me that back there, what I told you?
Do you know who Nard is?
No, I told you back there. I didn't know who Nard was.
Have you ever seen Nard?
I don't recall nothing. I don't told the investigators.
My question to you is, have you ever seen Nard?
I don't recall.
And when they asked you who Nard was, is it true you told the police that Nard was locked up?
I don't recall.
And they asked you what he was locked up for, and you told them what he was locked up for.
I don't recall.
Then they continued to get more information. When Nard got into the car, you said, D, stop talking. Once you left McDonald's, where did you go?
I don't recall. I don't even recall going to McDonald's. I don't recall nothing that you're talking about. I don't recall no lie that I told the investigators. You got me here to tell the truth, but you keep asking me about some lies I don't made up.
Isn't it true that you told the detectives y'all got on the expressway?
Nothing I said is true. I don't recall.
And is it true that you told the detectives that they followed you, that you were following the nitro up to Thug's house?
I don't recall.
Okay. And isn't it true then you said you followed them to Thug's house, and you said once you dropped off Demekion and Nard at Thug's house?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall going to Thug's house the night that Donovan Thomas was murdered?
I don't recall.
Isn't it true you told the detective? So we followed him to Thug's house. He stayed downtown at the Sky House.
I don't recall.
Did Thug stay at the Sky House back in 2015?
I don't recall.
Is it true that once you got to Thug's house, that Nard got out of the car?
I don't recall.
Is it true you told the detectives that once you got to Thug's house, Nard got out of the vehicle?
I don't recall.
Is it true that when Nard got out of the vehicle, Demekion told you they just killed Nut?
I don't recall.
Is it true that's what you told the detectives, that once Nard got out of the car, he told you, Demekion told you they just killed Nut?
I don't recall. No lie I told the police.
And isn't it true that when Demekion told you they just killed Nut, he pointed in the direction of Thug, Nard, and Shannon, who was getting out of the car?
I tell the police anything get them out my face.
And
I do not recall one thing I told the police.
and isn't it true you told detectives, your response is, I'm like who? And he just pointed towards Nard and them.
I don't recall.
Is it true that you then told Demekion, you know what, I'm not going to get caught up in all of this?
I don't recall.
After that, then they asked you, why do they think that you did it?
I don't recall.
And your response was, because me and Kel get into it.
I don't recall.
And they asked you, what does Nard have to do with it?
I don't recall.
And you told the detectives, this is what I want to tell you. I think Thug and Nut had problems with each other.
I don't recall.
And weren't you telling the detectives information that you learned from Demekion?
I don't recall.
And they actually asked you if Demekion would come down there and talk with them, correct?
I don't recall.
And you told them, I don't think he's going to come down because when you gave them Demekion's number the first time, Demekion never called them.
I don't recall.
And you actually told the detectives you encouraged Demekion to call the police.
I don't recall.
And you told the detectives, I told D, I love you too much. I helped you. These niggas not for you, bro. And you going to go with them.
I don't recall.
Didn't D tell you that they hid the car and the guns after the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I don't recall.
Isn't that what you told the detectives, that D told you that they hid the car and the guns?
I tell detectives anything they want to hear. If they go for it, they go for it. I don't recall.
And didn't you tell the detective it was a gray car?
I don't know. I don't recall what I told them.
And you said you knew what the car was because you had saw the car on video.
I don't recall what I done told them.
And they asked you whether or not it was a Pontiac. And you told them that it was not a Pontiac.
I tell them anything. As long as I throw them out, that's all they matter.
You also told them that it was a rental vehicle, correct?
I tell them anything to throw them out.
And although you're telling us today that you said anything to throw them off, isn't it true that you told the detectives, I promise you, I ain't lying. I hate jail. I'll be damned. The nigga tried to kill me and my child.
I do hate you. And I would tell the police anything to throw them out.
My question for you is, isn't it true that you told the detectives, I promise you, I ain't lying. I hate jail. I'll be damned. The nigga tried to kill me and my child.
I don't recall.
Hi, Ms. Hilton, let's take a break. It's
Okay.
about time for our morning break. Let's
Thank
take 10 minutes or so. Okay.